live. Hello.
Hello.
And welcome. And welcome to episode 128 of the GameBrew Podcast, the bi-weekly video game podcast where we sip delicious bevs, discuss video games, and just smack walls until they eventually disappear or our hands hurt too much. I'm Dan.
I'm Chris.
I'm Allison.
And I am here.
Hi, here.
Hi, here. I'm Dad. Oh, boy. On this episode of the GameBrew podcast, we ask the question, what's the significance of the color green? For, no apparent reason. But first, it's time for some bevs. Hey,
Pop.
guys. Pop. What are we drinking this week, everybody?
I am drinking a Smithwick's Irish-made red ale.
Nice.
I don't recall the label on this being so red before.
I feel like it used to be like a brown color.
Yeah. It's apparently Ireland's most loved ale, and I had to think about that for a second. I was like, "Well, Guinness is a stout. Okay, that checks.
True.
Pretty sure Harp is a lager.
Yep.
So okay, yeah, checks out.
Checks out.
So it's a red ale, so it's going to be a little bit darker and maltier, but not quite venturing into stout land.
I love Stoutland. That's my favorite amusement park.
Anyways, we digress. So this has a very almost like sourness to it, which is kind of interesting. It's not like a sour, but it has some like I guess it's bitterness that I kind of get on the back end. That's kind of interesting, and I don't really associate with a lot of other beers. It's not like the maltiness of like a darker ale.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anyone else has Smithwick's.
I do. I'm gonna drink it later, but that's what I'm drinking first.
I don't have a Smithwick's on me, but I do like Smithwick's. Is it like a tanginess?
Yeah. It's kind of on the back end. It's not the front.
It's probably because it's got a ruby red brew with a gentle hop bitterness and a sweet malt finish, so that makes sense to me.
So there you go. It's very drinkable. Chuggability is for me relatively high, but I mean it'd be pretty heavy to eat. Drink. I said almost eat. It'd be pretty heavy to eat these. Pretty heavy to drink these all day for sure.
Grayman says the fragrance of how you say warhead. And that's he resubscribed also, so thank you, Grayman.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks, Grayman.
Oh, thanks.
I'm drinking Guinness because it was just St. Patrick's Day, so I have Guinness. I'm not doing Irish car bombs. I don't.
We all thank you for that.
Good.
I'm not allowed to do those anymore. That's a personal.
I think the listeners enjoyed it.
They did, but
I think everyone but Dan enjoyed it.
everybody but tomorrow Dan enjoyed it. Day of Dan was great. Next day Dan did not appreciate it.
As someone who had to record a podcast with Dan, I appreciated it less by the end. I'll tell you that.
That's true.
Because as the time mistress and resident, why are we off topic, girl?
It's harder.
It was a lot.
It's harder to explain why we're off topic. The more Irish car bombs Dan does. So, but Guinness is great. It's like chocolate milk. It reminds me of being a child, but I don't know why. Because you shouldn't drink this if you're a child.
I always thought it had like a very coffee-ish flavor.
What happened in your childhood? Dan, were you just like popping open Guinnesses when you're like 6?
I mean, there's not that much alcohol in them.
To quote The Sound of Music, somewhere in my youth or childhood, I must have done something booze, I think is what it says.
It's possible that you could hand a child a worse beer to drink than Guinness.
It is. You could do that. Fiedler says they're good, so it's fine. That's fine from me. That's my old boss. So if he approves, it's fine. Thank you. Allison, what are you drinking?
Similarly, I'm just drinking the standard Jameson because it's of the season.
Tis the season.
Yeah, nothing special.
What do you think? Do you like Jameson? Do you like that whiskey?
Don't think I like whiskey as much as I like other
general.
things.
Mm-hmm.
I went with Ian once to like all these fancy whiskey thing place in
Jimmy
downtown.
Madison's.
All these
Jimmy
fancy
Madison,
whiskey
yeah.
thing place.
in town, yeah. And I just felt real stupid sitting there around all these people who knew what whiskey was. And I was just like, I really don't understand anything. And I just like to drink things, I guess.
Back in
Okay.
my
So,
day, that used to be Dave's Taverna.
yes. But I think, yeah, for me, it's just like, maybe I just haven't really tried one I like yet. Cause I know there's so many different like types and ages and all kinds of things. But for me, like, I don't know, whiskey just doesn't hit right.
What used to be in Dave's Taverna?
Jimmy Madison's is where Dave's Taverna used to be.
Oh, that's a place now. Oh, that's interesting.
Yes.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
It's like a whiskey bar and also some food.
Can you show me the way to the next whiskey bar?
Don't ask why.
No,
I assume this
don't
is
ask why.
a song of some kind.
This
that
is
I
a
don't
song
know.
by The Doors.
I don't know. I'm so sorry.
And Ian, our fearless leader.
Yeah, well, I'm not drinking an alcoholic beverage. You can see I have my mug here, but
It's okay.
somewhat fittingly, I am drinking triple ginger tea.
Ooh,
Ooh.
3
I thought you were
times the
gonna
amount
say-
of ginger.
I thought you were going to say green tea because that would have been appropriate too.
That would have been
but then he
appropriate
would have
too.
also been up all night, and that's not good. You don't want that much caffeine this late in the
You
day.
don't want
That
that.
much caffeine in green tea.
Yeah. Oh, whatever. There's a lot of caffeine in green tea.
I have a sensitive stomach.
I
You
have a
can't take too much
sensitive-
caffeine late in the day.
I do.
Uh,
Go. How is the triple ginger tea?
So this is I don't know how to pronounce this. Right? It says Pukka, which in my mind is puka. But then you say that out loud and like tea shouldn't be named that.
It's probably puka,
Puka.
right?
Oh, that's nice.
Like
So,
the
yeah.
shells you wear on your necklace after you've been to the
Yeah.
beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those
brah.
Yeah, bro.
Those are probably
Let's
about
go with that over
Shaka,
puka for
Yeah.
something you're drinking. Yeah.
But this is my favorite ginger tea because it's a very spicy ginger tea. It's not like a standard sort of like ginger lemon where it's like lemon tea with a little bit of ginger. No, it's ginger
like
and
a
it's gonna let
ginger.
you know.
primarily ginger.
That's right. And it's gonna repeat itself 3 times. Ginger, ginger, ginger.
Ginger. Very nice. Very nice. I do want to bring up, I told Ian this earlier. I had this Coca-Cola Starlight thing that
Oh yeah.
and it's interesting because it's not interesting. It doesn't taste. It tastes like they took every flavor of Coke and just mixed it together, and they were like, "Here we go." Like there was an accident at the factory, and we're like, "Well, I guess we have to label this something." So that's why it's called Starlight, because you can't accurately put like a. It's not really like a flavor you can associate. It says it tastes like space on the
Yeah.
label.
Have they tasted
Wow.
space?
I guess. I don't know.
Do we have the technology to do that?
That's actually why they launched that new telescope into
Yes.
Oh, the
yes.
James Webb Telescope
James
is actually
Webb?
it's actually a licoscope. That's what.
Oh, it's like there was a smelloscope in Futurama.
Yes,
Yeah.
there was.
Yeah.
Allison.
It's just
I
like
re-
that, except for
Really?
tongues.
Yeah.
Really imagine space tastes like TV static. That's what I imagine space
How did?
tastes like.
Okay. Let's
We've been
back up
through
for a
this
second.
before. No,
How do you
we
know what
definitely
TV
have.
static tastes like?
We've definitely talked about this before, or I have.
Did you like it had static on the TV? You cracked it open and it fell out.
No, like when I was a kid, I would put my face really close to the TV, the old TVs,
Okay.
and they would have like a little electrostatic that would touch your face. And if you put your tongue out and went to the TV, then it would go on your tongue and
like-
you would taste it. It would taste weird.
It's like Pop
And
Rocks.
It's like Pop Rocks, but with electric. It
Maybe-
was surely healthy.
Maybe there was a short in the TV and you were just electrocuting yourself over and over
No
again.
way! I know that this is a thing that existed on multiple TVs because I did it.
No,
Did-
I can
think
remember
it
like
was.
the flavor of old TV, really, like especially the
Thank
big ones
you.
that were like in a cabinet,
Yes,
right? And if you got
exactly.
close enough, there was like a taste that sounded like meh.
Yes, Ian gets it.
I
This
can't,
is why Ian is my soulmate.
I can't.
I'm with you, Allison.
I can't.
Thank you.
Right
I just can't believe. I cannot even fathom that being a thing that I can
It's
taste.
a thing. I thought every kid did it until I said it the last time, and everyone was like, "What?"
I think only 50% of the kids did it, apparently.
I gotta say, I never stuck my tongue out in that circumstance, but
I like to live life on the edge and try different things.
Listen, I just know that I got in trouble once for putting a magnet up to the TV one time because it made it. There was a green spot in the lower left-hand corner from that moment.
There were
forward.
kids that would do that to the monitors at school.
Oh, that's rude.
It's super rude.
That's rude.
Rude.
Grayman says that's the static buildup is what you were tasting. So yeah, you were just getting
See?
subtly electrocuted.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine. Everything's normal about me.
Everything
mostly.
is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team.
That's right.
But this is more than just a beverage podcast. This is a video game podcast. So what we're going to talk about now is what we've been playing. If you've raise your hand if you've been playing Elden Ring. Okay, great. That's all we're going to say. No, I'm just kidding. We did talk about it on last episode a lot, Chris and I. But Ian, what's your impression of Elden Ring?
it's open world Dark Souls 3, which there's not much to complain about that. It's very, very, very good. They definitely went with the aesthetic of more. I'm having a great time with it. It's not like it's not super meaningfully evolved, I think, from a Dark Souls 3 in terms of like the core mechanics. Like you look at a Sekiro and or even a Bloodborne, I think, and they were kind of taking bigger risks in terms of like the core mechanics of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But what they did was just take what they already had so right and just give way more of it. And
Yeah,
it's
just said
fucking great.
the most. Here's
Yeah.
the most of it. This
I
is
mean,
why
I
it
think-
took so long.
I
Yeah.
think the big addition was obviously the open world plus riding a goat horse.
Yeah.
Horse
goat
goat?
horse. Horse goat's great. Love me some goat horse. I also like that it's a little bit more approachable.
Oh, yeah.
Marianne started playing it, and it was definitely the FromSoft game that I was like, we should start here if we're gonna do
Okay,
this.
that's interesting. I've been saying like a tentative. If people say I've never played a FromSoft game before, should I? And I was like, I've been saying tentatively yes. I think it's just amazing that I was playing for like 40-ish hours, and then I thought I was close to being done. And then there was another whole 120% of the map that just became there. And I was like, well, never mind. So I've been playing for 80 hours and I am level 118. And I'm still probably no closer. I'm slightly closer to finishing the game. But
Where are you?
Are
you in the big city, the main city?
No, I finished Lanedale, except for the bottom part.
Okay, that's where I'm at.
And then now I'm a little bit further than that. Also, I went back and went to the like poison swampy place, the castle.
Caelid?
No, the poison swampy castle that's in the Atlas Plateau.
Oh,
And
the one
then-
up north?
Yes.
That
And
one's-
then also now I'm going to Volcano Manor right now after I did finish it. I beat that guy up on the like star fallen
Oh, the
beast
star.
guy.
Yeah, that was a
Oh,
spicy
Radan?
fight.
No, not
No.
Radan. No, it was an actual like rock monster made of shards. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Huh.
right.
Have you beat Radan, though?
Oh yeah.
He was very frustrating.
It was basically a raid. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Root, a game that I played called Root. Have any of you played this? It's a board game.
I haven't, but I'm rooting for it.
It's very cool because it's like you control different like woodland creatures, and you have like a faction. It's kind of like you have to try and take over the game and earn like 30 victory points before all the other people do. There's like I was the birds, and they were from the world that they were in. They were like, we were born here. It's our destiny to rule. the cats are there too, but they're like, oh, we already control everything because we took all the power. Then there's also mice that are like communists, and and then like a vagabond that's like a little rat, a little mouse guy. No, not a mouse guy. He's like a badger.
mole?
Might be a mole. I don't know. But it's really cute,
like...
and it's really it's like slightly complicated to start out, and it's a little confusing. But then once you start playing it, it's very intuitive. It's like one of those games that's like real expensive, and you can get a bunch of extra like different animal classes for it as you keep playing it. But it's very cool. It was a lot of fun.
It looks super neat.
It's definitely
Very cool.
definitely neat. I liked it a lot.
Oh, and there's a Steam version.
There is a Steam version that you can get, so that might be a thing that we can do together.
Perhaps. Mayhaps.
But that's me.
Mayhaps.
Allison, can you tell me what you've been doing in video games land?
Yeah, I'll ask one question.
Oh, actually, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
The game you guys are playing.
Yes.
Everything I've heard about it is I really loved it, and then I didn't love it. Have you guys felt that at all? Do you think you've gotten there? Yeah, because that's kind of just the consensus I've gotten from a lot of people. Like the first 80% of the game they said was amazing. They were loving it, and then the last 20% they're like, I could have just not played it.
I mean, that sounds like Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say I mean,
Really? Is that a theme?
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, no, I haven't gotten to a point where I'm not enjoying my time playing it. You know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same. But I'm
Okay.
probably like 45% of the way through. So
Gotcha. Okay, I was just curious because that's just kind of the thing I've heard on repeat about it.
No,
Chris,
I've
you
only
wanted
heard.
something?
Yeah, I was going to ask, what were you doing last time when you weren't here? Because you were doing a thing.
Oh yeah, we were doing a tournament, which actually I'm skipping a day of tournament today to be here again.
oh my gosh.
Why are you
Well, because I didn't want to skip 2 weeks of the podcast in a row, and I right now the way Clash is running, it's just going to be messy. So I didn't want to do that. So I'm here.
It's
yesterday,
gonna be messy. What is
yesterday
that
we
mean?
didn't do as well, but the last tournament we played in, which was when this podcast was going. I mean, the schedule is going to be messy. It's usually Saturday, Sundays when we're recording. So, we got first place on Saturday.
Nice.
The bracket we were in.
Yeah.
So that felt really great. And then we got third on Sunday. So we didn't do quite as well.
But still good. Still nice.
Still good.
You podium.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. I'm proud of what we're doing. And I mean, once I want to stream it, but I want to stream it when everybody feels really comfortable doing it. I don't want to just like force them to let me stream. So yeah, I'll be streaming those too, so people can watch if they have any interest to see what it's like to play Clash.
Yeah.
It's stressful.
So Clash is a form of League, correct?
Yeah, it's like the tournament built into League. So you get prizes that are in game for winning, and it's structured by the game itself. So, like, I would love to travel places and do tournaments, but one of our team members lives in Canada. We love you, Kevin, but you're too far away. So
I don't know. Screw you, Kevin. Move out of Canada.
Everybody else actually lives here around me.
Kevin,
well, an hour away from me, but still, that would be enough for us to like travel. So that's kind of the dream. But Kevin's screwing us up here. So for right now, we're
dang it, Kevin.
Fee also says Allison Carey, so
obviously he's full of shit. But isn't he so sweet?
He really is.
Who's your character these days, Allison?
Her character.
Carey.
Yeah. I play support for anyone who doesn't know in League. Fee is our ADC, and he is amazing. And he's actually the carry, literally ADC, attack damage carry. But I kind of float around with support. I really feel what we need, and I'm getting better at kind of being more things. I used to only play enchanters, and that was literally it. So I'd play like Nami and I don't know, Lulu, all those champions who are just enchanters. Seraphine, she's a big one I like a lot now. She's who I play in solo ranked because she can actually carry games as a support because she does a lot of damage and so much CC. She just turns team fights. But recently I'm getting back into playing Lux support, which is just basically trying to carry as support. So he's a little right, I guess. I just do a lot of damage and hope we do well. And they kill everything after I do the damage I do. So, but getting into tanks and stuff, I've played some Rel. She's a more tanky character. So we're spreading out. We're getting a little better.
Nice.
But yeah, it's really exciting. I'm enjoying playing. We're playing with a bunch of friends, so like we don't always do perfect, you know. We've got a couple of people who are just getting kind of back into things or in roles that they didn't normally play. So or on champions they don't normally play. So we're all kind of still in learning phases with some things. And as we rank up, we're going against harder and harder people, right? So
yeah.
It's definitely a curve to be like things you get comfortable in lower level elo in this game. You're like, you expect them to be stupid about some stuff. And you really have to learn that, no, you're going to step up and people are going to be smarter about how they're doing things and not be so easy to pick off and things like that. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. That's awesome. That and Lost Ark. Those are the two things I'm doing.
Oh, how are you liking Lost Ark still?
Yeah, I'm curious.
So Lost Ark, I am still loving it, honestly. Okay. I'm shocked that I'm still loving it because I usually drop MMOs by now. If I'm being honest, I basically make room every day to get on this game for a minute and just do a couple things I feel like I need to do to kind of keep up. I have progressed way slower. Fee and I have, and Carrie, than anyone in our guild. Like they are crazy. They're end game in it, doing the best they can with what the game's given us so far. They're nuts. And we feel like the little babies of the guild, but we are absolutely having a blast. Yeah. But we're having a blast with it. I'm really enjoying. There's something about these dungeons, guys. They're really special so far. Like the dungeons that you do through the story. There has been my favorite dungeon I've ever played in an MMO so far in this game. Like,
wow.
They have some unique things. They don't feel like they were just thrown in. I don't know. It's been really a fun ride, and I'm enjoying the game a lot. And I hope that it keeps this up. I know a lot of people are complaining that there's no more content, but I know the devs have said, like, we didn't expect you guys to go through this much so quickly. Is basically what they said.
Every dev ever
said every. Oh, we didn't expect this to happen. Oh, somebody's going to do it.
Right, exactly. So there's so many people who are at what is now in game that they made the in game a little more obnoxious just to try to stall people while they figure out what their rollout calendar looks like for the rest of the game's content. Because obviously we're getting content that has already been released in Korea. Mm-hmm. So because this game already exists in Korea, Amazon bought it and is releasing it for North America and Europe. So we're just kind of getting the rollouts slower that have already rolled out elsewhere. So they're kind of working on that and how to do it.
Do you think that this is going to lead to this happening more often? Like where a company basically buys a game that's popular in another country that's not released here?
I'll put it this way. I think this is going to lead to Amazon doing that.
Just one company. Just one.
One company. FISA content is there just in Korea. Yeah. So that's how it's rolling right now. I think that New World versus this, they released so close together for Amazon, and this has kind of proven what Amazon can do well right now with their gaming content and what they can't. What they can do well is provide stable servers and have launch days be good. I was shocked at how good launch day was.
That's true.
They can scale up instantly.
Yeah, and they fix the problems immediately. They have the resources, they have the people.
We have the technology.
They're now like, oh guys, hey, this is what works. Us building a game from the ground up, shit, we're not ready for that. That's so like that game was so what's the word I'm looking for? It had such
potential,
yeah, and it failed to meet it because they weren't ready for that. They were not ready at all for a game of that like.
And there were a lot of good ideas.
There were so many good ideas, but like you can't just throw a new company something like that and expect it to work. I don't know. So yeah, I think they've seen what works now, and I expect Amazon to be the like Netflix of this, and they're just gonna buy things that are out there and fund it rather than try to have their own people necessarily doing it anymore, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. And it also, in terms of that like cycle of a company becoming ready to release like a big AAA, massively multiplayer game, you do watch the companies who have been successful at that. I mean, obviously, WoW comes to mind. Like WoW didn't just appear out of nowhere, right? They didn't have to rewrite the book in terms of lore. They didn't have to rewrite the book in terms of like character design, world design. They just like imported all of that and then built off of other things. Like other things came before it, and they sort of built it into what it was. But within that same company structure, so that they always had access. And yeah, trying to come up with all of that via scratch, it makes me think like, okay, so what kind of game should Amazon do then? Like maybe they should make, like a text RPG or something. I don't know.
That would do
much of a market for that, but like
I don't think that's it.
but something a little bit smaller to like start building systems and start building pieces of lore, and then eventually sort of scaling that up. That would be the way to go.
Interesting. Chris, you've been playing Total War Shogun 2 again?
Yeah, I kind of went back to that because it's the most recent gunpowder era.
Yeah.
Well, Fall of the Samurai is the most recent gunpowder era.
True.
Stuff. So I was checking that out. We're playing it again. It's been a while. It's been about 10 years since it first released.
Mm-hmm.
And it holds up pretty well, but there's also a lot of things that like I take for granted in the newer games that don't exist in that are kind of like quality of life stuff. And it's kind of cool to see how far it's come even in just that amount of time.
Nice.
But yeah, overall, I mean, the graphics are, not as good as the ones now, but they're fine.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very succinct. Chris is like, it's like if there's a game that comes out that's like a war, is like battle planning and doing anything, I could trust you to play it and tell me how it is, because I'm not gonna. my brain doesn't work good in those ways. So anytime there's like extensive planning, strategery, I don't want to do it. I'm so lazy.
It's like a genre that I really want to be into, but haven't managed to get into.
It's
one
tough.
day,
one of these days.
I think the most recent one that's on Xbox is like, I just need to go do it. I just need to go sit down by myself, like plan a weekend and just do it.
That'd be Total War,
Warhammer 3.
Warhammer 3 Total War.
Yep.
You could do it. You could do it.
You could.
This isn't a video game. I went to see The Batman. Did anybody else go see The Batman?
No. I've heard it's good.
It's very good.
We won't talk about it.
Oh,
we will also not talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about Batman. No.
Because
we don't want to give spoilers.
We don't want to get spoilers, but it is very good. Go see it.
I thought it was good. Yeah. I think I liked it slightly less than most people, but I think it was very good.
Slightly less. I would. It wouldn't be an Allison opinion if it wasn't just like a little bit bad. There's always a little bit.
Lots of people in chat, at least, yeah, and in the podcast. Yeah. That's about right.
It was good. I was skeptical about the Pats man, but it was
the Pats man.
The Pats man. He was good. He's very moody.
I mean, he's always been.
I thought he did great. Honestly,
Yeah, he did a good year 2 Batman. Like what Batman would be like there. But anyway, This is a video game podcast.
Not a Batman podcast.
I'm slowly turning it into whatever I want to talk about. Sort of.
Eventually, it's just going to be a Robert Pattinson podcast.
Actually, Hannah and I want to like start recording. I want to watch all of the Twilight movies and like do a watch through podcast about what we think about them.
So I've never seen any of them.
Exactly, I've never seen any of them either, and I want to do that.
I thought we were saving that for the next read through.
With just Twilight.
You can't read through Twilight because it's all awkward staring.
It's all awkward staring and terrible grammar.
It'll be like 45 minutes long because the other hour runtime of the movie is awkward staring.
It's just awkward staring.
And like the classic lip biting that what's her face does and everything. That's all
like
it is.
this. Oh.
Yeah, that's perfect.
If we do,
I thought you were her for a second. I was like, where'd Chris go?
You know what?
I mean, we basically have the same body shape. So.
I was gonna say, Chris, you're gonna be, if we do that, you're gonna be Bella. So just keep that.
Fuck yeah. Bella. Bah.
And then I'm gonna be, and then I'll be Edward, and then.
Who's gonna be the werewolf boy?
Do it like a mystery science theater thing. Yeah,
oh, that makes sense. He's hairy.
Yeah, Will's pretty hairy. I don't know. He shaves more now. He's his dad, so he's got dad.
He's probably got dad hair on his back.
Yeah. Yes.
That's part of when you become a dad.
You get dad hair on your back. So let's get to this.
That's why I didn't get children. Noted. Okay.
I have a game. Unless you would just want to move on.
No. Go ahead. Tell me about another game. Go for it.
Core Keeper. I don't know if anybody has been paying attention to Core Keeper.
No.
But this is it's basically a new kind of like survival-ish game, but it takes basically like if you took Stardew Valley and Valheim and you slapped it together and then sprinkled in just a little bit of like Satisfactory Factorio situation.
Interesting.
That's what it is. It's fucking fabulous. It's an early access. It's $12, and I would say it's the best $12 I've spent in a long, long time. Spent $60 obviously in Elden Ring, very worth it. But Core Keeper, very, very good. And I'm really enjoying my time with it. It's got bosses, it's got discovery, it's got sort of like Terraria-esque progression in terms of like armor and stuff.
Rob just said it's like top-down Terraria, basically.
Yeah, that's another way to think about it.
Nice.
And it's like, I would say the difference between Terraria and this is that it's more chill.
It's more chill than Terraria.
This game has chill. Terraria, on like the third day, the zombies overrun your base and everything goes to hell. And there's like constantly rot moving toward you. So there's like kind of a ticking clock in that game too. Nice. That game can get really intense.
Yeah.
And thus far, this one is nice and farming.
How did you hear about this?
Core Keeper popped up because it was selling a bunch of copies, I think originally on Reddit, and then PC Gamer picked up a story.
Oh, nice. Cool. It's always good. Can you build... Cool. I remember one time we played Terraria as a group, and me and Joel built a tower to the sky.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
Can you do that in this game?
No,
you're top down. So
you're kind of looking down flat at it on a board, so you can only move in the XY. Not your thing. I need a sky tower.
Yeah, if you can't build a tower as high as you can go, so you can jump off of it, then what's the point?
You're right. 0 out of 10. Don't recommend.
0 out of 10. Do not recommend. 0 sky towers out of 10 for this game. No, but that's good. It's what would you rate like it out of 10 if you would give it a grade?
I would give it right now an 8.5 out of 10.
Nice.
And I think, keep adding content, they'll sort of like sand off the rough edges, and it'll be a very, very good game, I'd say, here in about a year. And right now it's a very good game.
Very cool.
We'll have to take a look. Speaking of taking a look, if you look in your calendar, about 3 days ago, it was St. Patrick's Day. 3 days ago? 4 days ago?
You know what's weird? We can say that now and it not be 2 weeks late.
That's true. It was just, well, if you're listening to the podcast on
Sorry,
next
missed out.
Monday, then it was further away. In fact, it's April. Wait, yeah.
No,
Not yet.
No, not
no,
yet.
it'll be the 28th.
It'll be the 20th. It'll be 2 more days. But because
Unless
it
you
was
plan to release this very late.
who knows with me. But because it was St. Patrick's Days, I thought about there's a lot of green stuff in video games.
You know, Dan, there is.
There is. There's a lot of
There
green
damn
stuff
sure
in
is.
video games. No, but I think
It's like it's one of the colors.
well, it's just, and I just thought like it's one of the colors, but I don't know it because green in video games always seems to have like, it always feels like it's either a good thing or a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a weird way to say that. That doesn't make any sense how I just said it, but
No, yeah, I agree with you. It's either like very good or there's no in between.
right. See, 'cause I just think when I think of green in video games, the first thing I think of is the 1-up mushrooms from Super Mario. Which
So actually, that's a good question thing. Like, so yours was the 1-up mushrooms. What is everyone else first thing when they?
what's the
thought of?
first thing you think about?
Also Mario, but Luigi.
Also Mario, but Yoshi.
Mine was Link.
You think about
Wow.
Link. So all
Yeah.
Nintendo properties.
Yeah,
Because I'm thinking like when I think really far back. I think when I think about like game standards for me, and when I think green, I just think Yoshi because he was always my favorite.
That's true. That's true. Oh, hey, how about speaking of Mario stuff? How about those new courses they put into into Mario Kart? Just like 8
I
new
didn't
courses
know
that
there
they just
were
put
Oh,
in there.
I'm not a like there's certain games that I kind of reserve for like
Party time.
multiplayer, like
Yeah.
party time, yeah. And so like I don't really touch Mario Kart unless like I'm playing with other people.
Yeah, so anyway, but I digress. But yeah, it's interesting that it's all Nintendo stuff. But that's one of the things I think about whenever there. But there's also like a bunch of stuff. Like Chris, you said you think of Link, like Link's tunic is green, and we see that all the time. Is it tunic, or is it shirt pants?
Or is it 3, Nick?
I think it's always been a tunic.
Does it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
It's like
with
red tunic,
leggings.
blue tunic. Yeah, in Ocarina of Time, it's a
I
tunic.
think in Ocarina of Time, I think whenever he's a kid, it's like a romper.
A muumuu.
Because
with
he's
a
got
belt.
like green shorts on, or either green shorts and green tunic, or it's a romper. He's walking around like a 22-year-old girl, college girl.
Nightgown's a good guess too. Good call. Good call.
You know what's a color, like a specific genre of green from video games that I miss?
What?
What's
Ooh.
that?
The Splinter Cell eyeballs.
Oh yeah.
Like the night vision green?
Yeah.
I like.
Ah.
What happened to Splinter Cell? Why is this not a thing? This is one of the
Splinters-
great Tom
Aren't they making
Clancy
a TV
video
show?
game franchises.
They're
and it
making
just
they're making a
God.
TV show out of it, but yeah, it just kind of like I think it got too not stealthy, and that's
Yeah.
what killed it. Like it's
No, I
No?
don't think that's it.
You disagree.
Well, sort of.
because Ubisoft killed
think-
it. Like that's what they did, but
I think that they noticed it wasn't financially doing as well as games that aren't stealthy. I think that the market doesn't, generally speaking, percentage wise, like those kinds of games, and that's why they're not
that
out
is
there
interesting.
anymore.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
Hitman sold a bunch of copies.
It's different
People-
though.
People want instant gratification and like extreme, and they don't like those.
They don't
little,
want
like-
strategy, Dan. Like,
Yeah.
right, Dan?
right, Dan?
Don't want strategic base.
I generally think that's pretty true of the market, and I think that's where they've gone.
I mean, they did Thief. I mean, well, Thief wasn't a great example because it wasn't the best game that when it came out. But, yeah, I mean, like it's like all the time whenever they do like a stealth thing. I feel like stealth is best as an option, not as the whole
I think
thing.
I think that the Tom Clancy titles is the problem. Like there's not you can only go so far with it. Like I mean Rainbow Six Siege is great, but it's not really kind of what Rainbow Six is, you know? It's become something different. Like
It's become like their Counter-Strike.
yeah, it's like
Oh,
Overwatch, you know? Like
yeah, whereas like old school Rainbow Six
is like
was much more like
planning.
sneaky sneaks.
yeah, it's like sneaky, plan how you go and like save the hostages, and then you save the hostages. Now it's just shoot through these doors and kill all the other people or explode a building.
Yeah, it's definitely still very strategic, but I think Allison's broader point about Ubisoft sort of like leaning into stealth really hard early on and then backing away from it as like as their franchise has matured, right? Like you see in the Assassin's Creed very much the lean on stealth early on. Yeah. And then as the series progresses and up to Valhalla now is basically just like The Witcher.
Yeah, I saw a Reddit post the other day where it was a comparison. It was like a little clip of the original Assassin's Creed where it was just like, how did this? And it was like he goes up, stealthily kills a guy, and then like hides in a crowd of people so no one sees that he did it. Become this, and then you just see this giant guy with 2 axes walking up to a guy who's about to do like a boss fight. And it's like, yeah, that's right. The original Assassin's Creed didn't have boss fights. It had like stealth things in it.
Yeah, you had to like drop down. Well, it had boss fights in the way that like they were like big, hard stealth things you had to do.
Yeah.
It was mostly like all stuff.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, go ahead, Allison. Sorry.
No. I was just going to say, I think that stealth relies so much on story.
Yeah.
Because if you're not getting action out of your game, you need something to lean on that isn't just stealth, or it becomes boring for most people. So I think, and Tom Clancy, I thought was a great example because he had the books that kind of built this world.
Yeah.
And that's what the games were built off of. But now, that he's passed, I don't know how much like they have somebody with the story direction that those games need to survive on just stealth. And I think that's the thing that happens with a lot of games. I mean, even like Metal Gear Solid, when the stealth missions became less and less part of the thing, but the story definitely became more and more of the thing. You know what I mean? Like that's what they leaned into because that's what they knew was carrying their game. So yeah, it's kind of sad. You bring up a good point that the night vision not being a thing used anymore, kind of sad.
If it's listen,
interesting concept.
Sam Fisher, we still stan you. Just if you're out there.
Yeah, what about the color green?
Yeah, creepers. Right. Creepers are green.
Creepers are green.
Creepers are green. Like
I get PTSD about those. That's the reason I don't play Minecraft is I didn't know what creepers were, and they blew up my house that I built and spent a lot of time on and got real mad.
They look so friendly.
And then they start going.
When like flame is red, that's bad. When flame is green, that's extra bad.
Or mythical.
Yeah,
it's like Cthulhu flame when it's green.
Yeah, whenever it's green, it's like, oh, it's not supposed to be that color. That's
like Illidan.
Illidan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Regular Dan, Illidan. Way worse.
I'm Illin, yo. The uncommon items, those are green.
Why? So, do you remember what the first game was that had like that system?
I don't know.
It Diablo 2?
I think it was Diablo. I think it was the first Diablo.
Oh yeah, Diablo 1. Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know what. Like, it was an RPG. It had to be an RPG that said, like, common things are gray, uncommon things are green.
No,
Allison knows.
Common magic items were blue.
The concept of color-coded loot rarity was popularized with the 1996 game Diablo.
Okay, there we go.
That is where it became a thing that was stapled.
Nice. It was stapled?
It was a staple as of then.
Okay.
Like at Staples?
Way to say that.
Staples? Staples. So yeah, uncommon items are green. Slime is green.
Slime is green.
Unless it's the Monster Hunter slimes, those are blue.
Well, I was thinking more just like
you're thinking like Nickelodeon slime?
Yeah. The slime of my childhood.
Yeah.
You know what else is green
what?
That I'm excited about, but forgot I was excited about, but now I'm
you
excited
with
about
envy.
Again. Me.
With envy.
Whenever I see that this is happening without me. No, Kerbals are green, and there's a new Kerbal space
program.
project.
Yeah, that's true.
That still isn't out.
I don't think it's out yet. No, maybe it is, and I just have like forgotten it existed. But I'm pretty sure it's not.
That was definitely a stand at PAX 2020, like a big one.
Let's see. It doesn't have a price. Coming soon, it says. Release date 2022. Yeah.
2022.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Poison items are green for some reason. There's not really any method as to why.
Well, but the poison apple was green.
No, the poison apple was red.
No, it turned red.
It was.
She dipped it in green.
It comes from the idea that poison is natural in plants, I think. And so that's why it's related to the green. Okay. That's the way I've always done it, like poison ivy, you know?
Okay.
Also, I feel like I need to add that although it was popularized in Diablo, looks like Diablo took it from a game called Angband, which was from 1990.
Oh boy!
Yeah, and it's a roguelike single player.
A text-based roguelike single. Ian,
this is the game Amazon needs to make.
This is what you've been looking for. You need this game.
Based on the writings of J.R.R. Tolkien.
Oh my God. Hold on. I have to change my gamer pants.
This is so exciting. I don't know.
Let's go play this.
I don't know what it is.
Podcast now.
I don't need Elden Ring. I need this.
Angband. Angband.
Angband?
Angband? Maybe. I don't know.
We'll look it up later.
I'm learning so much. Anyway, sorry.
Anyang.
What was the question before I felt I needed to add that?
Poison items were a thing.
No, you were digging farther into the gear color specificity.
That was it.
Weren't you?
That was it.
You know what else is green?
People that are on your team sometimes are green, but sometimes they're blue.
That's true. Sometimes they're blue. They're blue if they're really on your team. They're green if they're... Wait. No. Hold on.
It depends on the game.
Are the blue...
Or I guess green is guild chat, right?
Green is team chat.
No, green is guild chat.
On the game.
It depends on the game, but there's a lot of different ones. Stamina bars are usually green, though.
Ooh, stamina bars. How do we feel about stamina bars? Is the day of the stamina bar, like, is this peak stamina bar time and then we'll go downhill?
I mean, I think we're
I think it's a good thing because you can't just, like, you have to think about something instead of just spamming things.
It's true. I think you could say that we are in the age of the this is the dawning of the age of the stamina bar. Age of the stamina bar. The stamina bar.
Yeah, I'm like okay with it as a mechanic, but I have to imagine that there's a better way to do this because I don't know about you all, but there's got to be a better way. But because of the stamina bar, I find myself oftentimes in Elden Ring or Dark Souls 3 just looking up at the top left-hand corner of the screen to be like, I have stamina, right? And I'm sort of like tangentially looking at the rest of the screen, and it bugs me.
I've got an easy way to solve that. Get more endurance.
Yeah, get good, Ian. Come on.
I gotta put more points in faith, Chris. I can't help it. I just need to be more.
Gotta have faith.
As a healer, I'm always looking at stamina bars anyway. I don't even care if the game doesn't involve it. I am just conditioned.
You know what has a useless stamina bar is WoW, though.
That's true.
So worth
stamina bar and WoW.
No one's ever.
Oh, sorry. You don't mean health. You mean stamina. I'm so sorry. I misunderstood.
Stamina.
Stanima.
Danimals.
Dogs in Elden Ring are green.
Dogs are green?
Yeah, like dog. All the turtles are labeled dog.
All the turtles are labeled dog. That's true. Everybody, that's one of the things that people write on the ground whenever there's a turtle around.
Dog, question mark?
Is this a dog?
That's amazing.
Both Luigi and Luigi.
Celebi is one of my top Pokemon.
Celebi is green.
Oh, is that the
Bulbasaur?
little... Oh, wait.
It's a little fairy-looking green onion head.
Sizor is also green.
Scyther.
Scyther, that's what I meant.
Caesar or Sizor?
I don't know.
Celebi's
that one's red, isn't it?
Yeah.
a time twisting
Yeah, it makes like
healing deity Pokemon.
What
You
Yes.
can't really beat it.
does chat have any green things that they're into?
Rob said monies.
Money.
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles. That's on my list.
What about? So I've got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
So bad guy lasers in Star Wars, green.
Yeah.
I thought. Wait a second. What?
Bad guy lasers.
The bad
in
guy
Star
lasers
Wars.
are green in Star Wars.
Good guy lasers are red. But
Really?
lightsabers, bad guys are red. Good guys are green or blue
Or yellow.
Or yellow.
or yellow or purple
Or purple.
Or white.
or white. But why did they change that up? This is my question in the black box, by the way. It's a big one.
Well, okay, I don't know. But that'd be kyber crystals then, right?
No, because lasers, like regular laser weapons, aren't made from kyber crystals.
Hmm.
I know kyber crystals are a thing, but I'm also just thinking about Yu-Gi-Oh! With Kyber Core.
Yugi, how did you get all my crystals?
I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I feel like we should have had prep on this because now
Yeah.
I've got to think through it. Because
Well, maybe, yeah. I mean, maybe they're made from regular crystals, like just the ones that make you like Jo crystals, like the ones that make you feel good. I'm gonna hit you with an abstract comment, an abstract thing.
Okay.
Places where it's okay to put things are green.
Places where it's okay to put things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if you're putting
Like you-
something somewhere and you
Like
can.
pick something up and put it down in
It's
Lost
green.
Ark.
Yeah.
It's got like a
green.
green tint.
Oh, I see.
If you
Whereas
can't,
like if
it's
you
like
can't,
red.
it's like a red. Yeah,
Or
or an X.
invisible. Yeah.
Go, don't go.
That makes
Yeah,
sense because
exactly.
of Go Don't Go.
Go, don't go.
right.
There should be a yellow place where it's like you could put it here if you want.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But, like,
do it
You should.
quick.
Yes.
Statuses when people are or when my friends are around, they're green.
That's true. That's also true. Whenever you're
That's
on
also true. On Steam, yeah.
on
you're green.
Steam or Discord, that's
Yeah.
a thing.
The color green. So one of the other things I was doing was like scrolling through my Steam library and just like looking at all the splash pages for all of my games to get a sense of like what the palette was for the game. And what I found is green is like the turning point color. A lot of games will use a lot of different colors, but not include green. But if a game includes green, it generally has a lot of green. Does that make sense? So it's like there aren't a lot of games that just have a little green in them.
It's like a lot. Have you played Enter the Matrix?
Yes.
Lots of green in that game.
That's like the greenest game I've ever played.
It's
I counter that with Fallout 3. That game was green as hell.
well, and what I love,
That's
what I love
also
too is
true.
like all the old computer screens. That
Oh,
have
in
Yes.
Fallout,
the
yeah.
green text,
Yeah.
right?
They're usually green.
But yeah, it seems like when they're kind of like determining color palettes for video games, and a lot of times now, like if you think about like a Sable, right? Games are coming out with really intentional color palettes. There's either green in there in a meaningful way, or there is kind of like not green in there in a meaningful way, which I thought was an interesting thing.
Well, yeah, I'm looking at the cover for Prey, and because it's in space and there's no Earth to speak of, there's no green in that palette whatsoever.
Right, exactly. And
Except
now
for
they're
probably bad things.
Bad things are
well,
green.
no, the bad things are like black in that game.
That's true. They are black.
But where you do get green in that game is where you like specifically go to a greenhouse or like a place that is supposed to be like like a little foresty area, but that's like it's reserved for that because they want the rest of it to feel like futuristic and sleek and like cool.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if any of you guys thought about just kind of grass in games in general. If that
It is interesting that grass is just always just flat green. There's never any other color grass unless it's dying.
I mean, what other grass is there?
I mean, these are non-existent locations, some of them in theory, right? They could be
Yeah.
other colors.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean chlorophyll necessarily exists everywhere in the grass,
Oof.
like
Right.
plants.
Oh my god.
Green
you're breaking
chlorophyll,
my-
more like borophyll, am I right?
But I was thinking about maybe I'm the only person who's bought this game, but Farming Simulator.
Yeah.
No, but go
Don't
on.
be embarrassed about owning Farming Simulator.
That was an epic freebie, I think, at one point.
It might have been, yeah, but I actually think I bought it on Steam after that. So I really like simulator games when I want to chill out.
And you like Farming Simulator games specifically.
Right, because I love like Harvest Moon and stuff. And when there was a lull in those kinds of games releasing, I just wanted something. So I got Farming Simulator. I don't get to date anybody, so it's a little boring. but it's really
I want Harvest Moon, but realistic, please. Thank you.
Yeah, and there weren't boys and girls to date, so it was very boring. But it was really just nice and chill. And I like the task management and stuff of it. But the grass in that, it felt really good, which I think is important because the game is basically just
farming.
I love good grass.
There is a game that is called Lawnmower Simulator that you can get, Allison.
Mm-hmm.
Is it
really?
Is it like Power Washer Simulator?
I have not played it, but I think I have it. I think it's on Game Pass, so I might have to try it and see.
I'm gonna do it. I know grass is so unimportant in games, but like when you look out at a scene, it feels more important than I think most people realize, to making a scenery look real. But if you overdo the grass, then your whole game is taken over by the needs of your grass because it's everywhere in the game, right?
Needs of the grass.
The graphical needs of the grass.
The grassical needs.
The grassical needs. So I think there's some kind of fine science to it that I've not considered until I really overthought grass in video games for this topic.
You need more seed PU power, Allison.
Nice. Oh, you were hating on me for some of those, man.
No, I love hate dad jokes, everyone. We all know this.
And without Ian here all the time, we don't get as many of them. There's less puns than I would like there to be.
I need to pick it up.
That's true.
But that was something I thought about, was just the balance of grass to realism to stylized to just making it make sense for the game itself. I don't know. I thought that was interesting, and the best grass I know of was Farming Simulator, so I just wanted to bring it up.
That's some good grass right there.
That's some good grass. I'm gonna rapid fire a few things.
Rune Factory 5 is out. I'm so sorry, chat.
Rune Factory 5.
I forgot.
Can farm and date there.
Ah, yes.
Do both.
Got it downloaded on this.
Well, you're not really farming. You're creating runes.
You're runing.
Yes.
Who knows what that is? Okay, here we go.
Rooney Mara knows what that is.
Oh my god.
All right, here we go. So, pipes are green.
Pipes.
Gulp, gulp, gulp.
Most.
Oh.
Yeah, like in Mario. Oh,
okay.
A lot of Mario is green. That is what we.
There's a lot of green in there. There's red and green and blue. That's basically it.
Oh, because the screen of the Game Boy was green.
Yeah, the screen. Yes, the original Game Boy screen was green.
It was so green. It was green and black.
I didn't consider that's
That
the
is
reason
very-
that so much of the environment is green, like the pipes. Good call.
Well,
maybe. Crocodiles are green, even though there's not really. I don't think I've ever seen a real life green crocodile. They're all kind of brown.
Oh. Huh.
Is it just because they're swampy, so they've always got like sludge on them?
Yes.
Like algae, and that's why people have decided they're green in games?
Yeah.
I think
Clean
so.
it up, crocodiles. Take
Yeah.
a shower. Jeez.
Yeah, just like also like snakes. Like I've seen very few snakes that are green that aren't like just garter snakes, like little tiny harmless ones. You know,
Literally, that is the only time I've seen a green crocodile, and you just blew my mind that that's a thing.
I know, right? Frogs are green.
Always.
Yep.
Thanks, Frogger.
Yep.
Thanks, frog fractions.
Trees. Trees are green. I'm just naming things in nature at this point.
Nature, green.
Nature, green.
Zombies.
Zombie
stuff.
Zombie stuff
Sometimes
is green. I think zombies tend to be a little bit more blue.
Really?
I was going to go more brown because of decay.
But I would agree that I see them green. I mean, think Minecraft zombie thing,
yeah,
right? They're green.
Unturned zombies, they're green.
Green. Xbox stuff is green also.
It damn sure is. You know what else is green? Part of RGB.
That's true. RGB, red, green, blue. So
yep.
Green's in there. I think it's interesting that Xbox stuff is green because the first one was black and green. And then from then on, there really wasn't any green on the things.
There was green on the 360. There was green on the 360.
Oh, it was on the button. But there was really, it doesn't need to be green anymore. But branding. Yoshi's green.
Yeah.
We talked about that.
But branding.
Plants vs. Zombies. Zombies are green too. That
Zombies
was the other
are
one
green.
I was trying to pull.
Well, also the plants are too.
The plants are also, most of them are green.
But that was a good opportunity for them to pick a different color for the zombies, and they didn't.
They didn't do it.
A
Lazy. The Prince of the Cosmos is green.
Prince of all Cosmos. Nice.
Yep.
Sure.
Master Chief is green.
Damn sure is.
Probably has nothing to do with branding.
Gooigi is also green.
Right.
I do appreciate a Guigi.
Gooigi.
Hulk is.
I haven't played that. I should play that.
You should.
It's
Hulk
fun
is
one.
green. Hulk is green too.
Hulk is very green.
Hulk is green.
But that's because of radiation, which is obviously green.
Radiation is green.
Yes.
Okay,
That's a
but
good
is
one.
radiation
But
But
that's
you
why-
green?
can't.
But that's why Fallout 3 is green.
But that's
and
also
toxic sludge generally. Ooh.
that's interesting because I don't think you can't see radiation. So why is it
You
green?
can't.
No, but it's actually like beyond red. Isn't that what radiation is? I know I've read this before. The
Wait.
color of radiation is technically red, but it's so far at the end of the wave spectrum that you can't see it. So that's why it's like,
Wow.
Oh my
So
God.
it's because uranium has a green color, I think. So
Oh.
like,
Yellow.
I thought uranium was yellow. Yeah.
Yeah.
well, there's like uranium glass that's green.
Maybe it's like a greenish yellow, and that's why yellow's hard to, because yellow's a weird color to put in stuff. Green seems more, I don't know, better.
Well, it's also like fluorescent and like the color
That's
of
true.
highlighters.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, I don't know who decided. I guess green feels eerie.
it does.
I feel that's probably why like television and gaming has decided radiation is green. I think that's really all it is.
Trolls and goblins are green.
Mm.
Sometimes.
So that's probably a Tolkien thing. I can't remember if they were described as being green or not in that.
I think they were more gray in the Tolkien books.
Yeah. But I mean, a lot of that stuff stems from that. So
Witches are green.
Witches are green. That
was a choice, I think, because of black and white.
Yeah, because
Really?
yeah,
I believe so in Wizard of Oz.
Well,
because-
I mean, in Wizard of Oz, the shoes weren't really red because of black and white,
Right.
but they called them red, right?
Well, no, they were red. There was color in the Wizard of Oz, you guys.
Right. When they
There's
got
like
to-
only like 15 minutes of gray, and then it goes to color.
What? I've never.
Did you not watch it past 15
But
minutes?
it's Technicolor, right?
You
It's
just
Technicolor.
Yeah.
It's not real color. You know what I mean? It's Technicolor.
like color added in later.
Yes. That's why, like, the shoes weren't really ruby. I thought that was
No,
the
they
whole
were
thing.
red. The shoes are red.
Really? Is that how Technicolor works? Allison, you have so many knowledge bombs today that I'm like, what? You're changing everything.
Hold on. Where are the colors? In?
Technicolor wasn't a type of color film. It was a process where you take a motion picture and you record like it's all weird in a complicated process. I swear to you, that everything looks different out of Technicolor.
Weird.
Yeah. It like puts it through color filters and there's a whole thing. Allison has stupid knowledge.
Okay,
folks.
hold on.
What?
How does Technicolor work? Process number 1. An additive prism beam splitter was used to expose one red and one green filtered image onto a single strip of film. But the Technicolor that we know of is a 3-color process that used a split cube prism to expose 3 independent strips of film that would capture either red or green or blue.
Okay. And then? The 3 strips were developed separately and printed, after which the prints were passed through their appropriate colored dyes. So after they're split, they all get dyed separately. Then they're laminated back together, which produced a reasonably faithful approximation of natural color. Holy shit.
This is blowing my mind. So I have no idea if the shoes were red or if the witch was green.
That was the thing. Maybe it's not. I know in a lot of black and white things, they would use, although they would use like different colors than what you actually are expecting it to be or what they intended it to be, because the grays look different on screen.
This is amazing. Everything is
so
everything.
There's a lot of that. Even in WandaVision, when they were shooting WandaVision, the color of her dress when she turns, like, everything turns color. She's in a different color than she was in for the gray scenes because
it wouldn't show up good on the on a black and white spectrum.
Yeah, so she was wearing like a green dress, let's say, with polka dots, and then when it actually went to color, she would be wearing a pink dress or a red dress because that's Wanda's color, you know? So anyway, fun facts, Allison's tangenting. But if you ever need stupid knowledge,
this is
Allison's
the whole point.
got it.
Listen, the whole point of episodes whenever we just talk about a single thing is because then we can talk about whatever the hell we want and relate it to those other things.
Green. This
is only green. You can only say things with green in them. Does anyone else have anything else that's green that pops out to you?
That we haven't talked Axie. That's it. I'm done.
Soylent green is people.
People aren't green.
But Soylent green is people.
Soylent green is people.
What a conundrum.
I think we're good.
All right. Great job, everyone.
I think that's it. We did it, everybody.
Oh, leap stones. Anyone who's playing Lost Ark, they're the lifeblood. The end. That's green.
Power on. But also, I do want to just say this is going to be the final. This will be the final question. Final question. So green is kind of the universal color for good things, though. So,
but not always.
Do you think that should be? Do you think green should be the color for good stuff, Allison?
No, because colors are inherently nothing. However,
existence is nothing.
Nothing is nothing.
As your resident still emo girl,
nihilism is real here.
Yeah, nihilism is real. But realistically, like it's all what our brains decide, right? And just because we associate green with life and, you know, healthy things, because grass growing green is good and it being brown is dead. That is why it is. But no, I don't think it should associate to color at all.
Great. Chris, green good?
I have a follow-up question to this. I'm sorry. But
clarification.
A clarifying question is fine.
Well, no, I have a question not related, but I mean, it's about green, but we'll do it afterwards. But does green mean good? It's on the situation. I don't know. I mean, it's weird because like being healthy is good, and that's always red. But green means go, or like good to go, I guess, or it's good. Yeah. No, green means good. Because like if it's a status will be green.
Resident Evil, whenever your health is the best it can be, it's green. Ian,
but the green herbs don't give you the most. I'm sorry.
Ian is actually Chris's trigger word to talk.
Would you kindly? Ian, green good?
If you want it to be, sure. The eye of the beholder is green.
I don't. Is our beholder eyes green? I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen a real
like
one.
Xanathar. Like is his eyes?
I think
green?
his eyes are brown.
I think he has different colored eyes because he has different beams that shoot out of him.
Oh, that's true.
Good point.
That's true. And for me, green good. I mean, green's the color of money, and money is always good. So green good for Dan. All right.
Totally inconsequential. Inconsequential
question. A total inconsequential question. It means absolutely nothing.
When you had all three tunics in Ocarina of Time, Which one did you wear around when you didn't have to, when it didn't matter?
Blue.
Red.
Okay. Red.
I also wore red.
Okay, well, I'm not coming back to
Chris, what about you?
No, I said red.
Oh yeah. Okay. Great. Okay. Rob says, I think for the next episode, you guys should each have 4 monitors, one for each other person from the podcast, so it looks like you're looking at their box when they talk.
Yeah. I do have a TV right here that I have it set up so I can look here. I can also look here if I wanted to. I could probably look there too. I've got a thing going on here.
He's just Brady bunching it. It's fine.
Yeah. And he also says, and the 4th monitor, watch the new Space Jam movie. Which I did watch that new Space Jam.
I prefer to watch the old Space Jam movie.
Yeah, the new Space Jam movie was fine.
It lacked Bill Murray.
Didn't have Bill Murray.
It lacked
also
a
plot
lot.
and basketball. There was no basketball in this basketball movie.
Can I just say
Mhm.
that
you love Michael B. Jordan? Yeah.
I mean, I love Michael B. Jordan.
I don't, but Michael Jordan felt better in the movie than LeBron. He was awkward. Like, give him less lines or something. Make the story
Give him less lines.
It was. Is it just me? I couldn't get through.
But I
the
think
movie.
that Michael Jordan was also just such like a personable guy too, or is such a personable guy. He's still alive. What the hell am I doing? Michael Jordan's just a personable guy. So like,
have you met him?
I don't know. I've seen every interview he's ever done.
Teach him sign language and make his character mute.
Yeah, honestly, something. I needed something to change. I think they centered like, and the beauty of the old Space Jam was they really minimized his role. The Michael Jordan, not Michael B.
Michael B. Jordan. They really minimized Michael B. Jordan's role.
Michael A. Jordan, not Michael B. Jordan.
They minimized his need to speak, which helped. And they really amplified LeBron. And I felt so awkward the whole time. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that, because
that's all I have to say about that. Well, I think that's
a 2-hour episode.
I think that's a really good place to stop talking about Space Jam and start talking about the end of the episode. So thank you for answering my question, everybody. I really feel like we've gotten to the bottom of whether green is good or not. So we're going to get to the point of the podcast where we start plugging things. Allison.
But I also want to know from everybody, it'll be a plug too, in the Discord at bit.ly/discobrew, if you think green should represent good. Answer that question like we did. I would love to know. Yeah,
the question is green good ? That because that's how I ask questions, with very little prepositions. And yes, what else do we need to plug? The website is the www.thegamebrew.com. No, it goes to the website.
You can listen to us on Spotify or your other favorite podcasting app.
Yep, podcatchers. Yep.
Just look for The Game Brew anywhere you'd like.
Yeah, and
we have them on YouTube even.
Yeah.
Guys, if you want to watch there.
It's the space Game Brew, all one word.
And then we also, if you're not joining us and you're listening to this later, we are on twitch.tv/thegamebrew. Sorry, Dan, I was helping you.
No, that's right. That's perfect. That's great, because we stream every other Sunday. Today is the 20th, which means our next podcast will be on
the 3rd of April.
3rd of April.
Why are you doing this? like we're prepared.
I was hoping somebody would be better than me.
That's right. It'll be the last week of Lent. Join us after church.
Yes, after you come back from church, enjoy not eating chocolate for the 40th day, and then listen to the podcast. If you, Allison, where can they watch your streams?
I stream every Wednesday on twitch.tv/Vinalia. Hopefully I'll be streaming more soon. We're working on that. Yay.
Holla. I stream every Thursday at twitch.tv/tubecrazed with the Mongoose Omelet Boys. We just have ridiculous shenanigans in Warzone because why not? Last Thursday's episode, Dave downloaded a audio track that sounded like the Ford F-150 commercial thing. So nice. I got progressively more drunk as we were playing, and I kept making new Ford F-150 commercials. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. Chris, anything going on with you that you want to talk about?
I got 6th in a Warhammer tournament this weekend. Yay!
Nice.
Yay!
Great. 6 out of a bunch?
Don't worry about that.
Okay. All right.
It was 16. So.
Okay. No, that's good.
So
That's great.
I was first after the first game, second after the second game, and then 6th after the third game.
Okay.
So I won my first 2 games, which was nice.
Which was good. All right. Cool. Ian, anything you want to shout out, plug?
I stream, you stream, we all stream. I don't actually stream though.
That's okay.
I think it's nice that you all do. I'm looking forward to watching more of it.
Oh,
I was watching Dan's stream today. It was great.
That's true. I was
Nice.
playing Elden Ring, and he was just watching me die.
It was a
thing over and over.
Private stream.
Yeah, it was a private stream. I was doing sexy dances.
Ooh.
This isn't OnlyFans. Let's
This
go.
isn't only.
OnlyFans.
It's more like
Only Dan's.
Only Dan's. Okay, so now this is where we're going to end the podcast portion of it. So we're going to end that the same way we do every other podcast. So by saying good night, everybody. So everybody say good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Everybody.
Good night, everybody. But don't leave yet.